My name is Adam McKinley. I am a program manager at Metrc. What we're going to discuss in this presentation is what is Metrc, how does Metrc work, setting up your Metrc account, and training and support. So what is Metrc? Metrc is a compliance management solution used by regulatory bodies for the oversight of the marijuana industry. Metrc is a cloud-hosted online software, which means there's nothing to download and there's nothing to install and there's nothing to purchase. What you will need is internet access at your site. You'll need a computer or a laptop. Metrc can also be used on a tablet and or a smartphone, but most licensees prefer to have a computer at their location so they can type more easily and use a mouse. How Metrc is built is as an office building. The OLCC bought the office building and you get an office within the building. You get to manage your own office, run it however you see fit, as long as it's within the rules and regulations of the OLCC. How does Metrc work? This is an overview of how we track data within Metrc. Step one is where we capture data on immature plants. So cuttings, seedlings, and clones are grouped and identified as an immature batch. The immature batch is a group of untagged, strain-specific plants. Step two is when those immature plants become vegging plants. They're moved into the vegging phase in Metrc by the time the plant reaches 24 inches. At this point, a unique RFID tag is assigned to the plant. Once the plant tag is assigned to the plant, it stays with the plant through the flowering phase. The flowering phase is when the vegging plant becomes a flowering plant and the light cycle changes to 12 hours on and 12 hours off. That's to induce flowering in the plant. When you're ready to harvest your plants, you cut down the plant at the root ball before trimming any usable cannabis product off of the plant. This is performed on plants in the flower phase. In step 5, once you're ready to package up your harvest, you package the usable marijuana product in the form of buds or shake to be sold or processed into hash or infused product. A unique RFID label is attached to the package. Once the packaged product is tested according to the requirements of the state, it can then be transferred either to a processor or to a dispensary. Now, how do you get into Metrc? After you've registered as a GSA, you'll receive a Welcome to Metrc email. Within the email, there'll be a link that you'll click to get into Metrc and set up your user profile. Make sure you check your spam or junk folder for the email in case it gets stuck in the spam or junk folder. Once you're into Metrc, you'll go through the initial setup process, which means you'll add facilities to your Metrc account. You'll also set up your employees. I put employees in scare quotes because it could also be other owners at your facility. You also set up strains and rooms. And then for each facility, you'll set up your items and you'll order your RFID tags. When the tags arrive to your location, you'll then receive those tags in Metrc to mark the tags as received. In the upper right-hand corner, there's the facility drop-down list. When you're working in Metrc, you'll use that to select which facility you're working in at the moment. If you only have a single facility or you're an employee of only a single facility, you'll just see that one facility in the drop-down. For employees who do not have a marijuana handler permit, the username will be their last name and their birthday. So this slide shows you the employee form when you're adding employees. The main thing to focus on is what permissions do each of my employees or each of the other owners get. So you use this form to specify what specific permissions each employee has and which facilities they have access to within Metrc. When you go to set up your items, you'll set up the items with an item name, you'll assign them to an item category, specifying the type of product and the quantity and the unit of measure. When you specify your item name, it's helpful and we recommend that you be as specific as possible because your item name is what you're going to use and we're going to use to help you with traceability and with product recalls. Here's a list of the item categories within Metrc. The ones that most pertain to producers are the buds, the immature plants, the seeds by each and by weight, and the shake and trim with no strain or by strain. Next, let's talk about tags and tracking. Here's an overview of our chain of custody. When Metrc is used properly and data is entered properly into Metrc, it is possible for every item in a dispensary to be tracked back to the specific harvest batch and the specific plant and the specific immature plant batch group. What makes our system work really well is when all the licensees are reporting data accurately into Metrc. And it gives us the ability to do a lot of very useful things with the data, and it gives the state the ability to do a lot of useful things with that data as well. There's two types of tags in Metrc. So I'll pull out my sample tags, and I can actually pass these out if you'd like to take a closer look. The two types of tags are the plant tags and the package tags. Plant tags are for vegetative and flowering plants, and the package tags are for the packages. So first, ordering tags. Tags are ordered from the admin function. It can be ordered via credit card, money order, or check. Money order and check orders will not be printed and shipped until the payment has been received. Tags will be sent by UPS, which means that we're not able at the moment to ship to PO boxes. So you have to provide us with a physical address for shipping. Cost per tag is 45 cents per plant tag with the strap included and 25 cents per package tag. So here's a photo of our plant and package tags. You can see on the package tag is included your facility name, your license number, as well as the unique identifier of the tag. Plant tags are attached to the plant with the included strap. You can see a few examples of this. It can either be inserted into the growth media or attached to the plant, kind of like a zip tie. When you attach the tag to a small plant, you use the point of the strap to insert it into the growth media. There's a little notch on the back of the strap, which is used to hold the tag up out of the dirt. That's crucial for the RFID function of the tag, because if the tag gets into the dirt actually can interfere with the RFID being read. Please keep in mind that plant tags are one-time use only. So plants. All clones must be moved to veg by 24 inches, and the number of plant groups is unlimited. This screen shows you what you'll see when you're in Metrc. This page shows you every plant that you have in your facility, and it also allows you, it's kind of hard to see on this slide, but if you look at the left-hand side, there's a little arrow which will allow you to expand the data and drill down into the history of that particular plant. This is the harvest screen, and this shows you every harvest that is done in your facility. And it also has a way for you to drill down into the harvest details as well. For packages, the definition of a package within Metrc is any amount of marijuana or infused product that may be sold, processed, or transferred, and is placed into one or more containers, each container having a unique tag created in Metrc. Any product intended for transfer must have a package tag. Here's a view of our package screen. Just like with plants and harvests, you can drill down into the history of each package. Next, we'll talk about transfers. A transfer must be created anytime a package moves from one physical location to another. A transfer can be rejected by package or completely, and a rejected package will require the originating registrant to receive the package back into their custody. For external transfers, which will be used for transferring product from a patient or to a patient, we've created an external transfer screen within Metrc. This allows you to create incoming and outgoing transfers. The incoming transfer will allow you to create the incoming transfer and specify what products by item type you're receiving from a patient, as well as the quantity you're receiving. Once the incoming transfer has been created, it will appear on the transfers list, where you will then complete the transfer once you've gone to pick up the product. For outgoing transfers, the form is very similar. The state's going to fill in the possible types of transfers listed at the top, which you would select from. If you're sending product to a patient, you would provide the OMMP patient card number exactly as it's written on the card, with dashes and everything. Once the external outgoing transfer has been created, then it'll also show up on this list. Once the transfer has been completed, you'll then mark in Metrc that the transfer has been completed. Every transfer that's created within Metrc remains in Metrc for reference later. We also have a variety of reports that are available to you. These provide a lot of good summary information for you and can be exported into Word, Excel, PDF, or CSV. Finally, support. We have a great support team. We have a lot of material available within Metrc once you've logged in for you to look at. Lots of good help material. We also provide regular training webinars. Those trainings are free, and we highly encourage you to take those trainings and fill in the gaps as you're learning to work with Metrc. To register for a training, you go to metrc.com/Oregon. You can also, if you go to metrc.com, you'll find Oregon in the Customers tab. We'll also provide support via email and phone number, which is listed on this slide. I'll leave it up for a moment. But you can also find the email and the phone number in the drop down in the upper right corner once you're in Metrc. Well, thank you all very much